Welcome back into the Sports Source. We've got Jimmy Himes, Chuck Cavaleris, Bob Hodge, Josh Ward. All right, we told you earlier today that Joe Lunardi had Tennessee as a 4 seed, that Jerry Palm had Tennessee as a 4 seed, and that Bracket Matrix barely had Tennessee as a 4 seed. There's a lot of they combine all these other predictions, and everybody was a 3 or a 4 for Tennessee, and theirs barely ticked a 4. However, since we've been on the air, Josh points out, he's always checking the phone. You can tell you're the youngest man on the set. You found that Joe Lunardi has updated not his bracket, but his seed list. And what has he done with Tennessee?
Yeah, he puts out a little graphic with his line-by-line seeding, and he has Tennessee as the third 3 seed.
So they went all the way from the number 1 4 seed.
Yeah, so I don't know if there were some 8 a.m. games that we missed, but the overnight update had Tennessee in the 4 in that bracket that you saw on ESPN.com, but his update 10 to 15 minutes ago, Joe Lunardi has Tennessee as the third number 3 seed, Kansas State as the fourth.
Which means they jumped 2 slots,
right?
Basically, if they were the number 1 4, now you're the number 3 3. So they jumped 2 slots by not playing and by no one else playing. So that's pretty good.
Yes.
Rick Barnes is great at tournament time. All right, let me get your official predictions. What seed do they get?
4.
4. Chuck.
I'm with 4 now.
That makes me think 4, but I'm sticking to my guns. I think 5.
I'm going to go 4.
3.
There you go. He's going to be happy.
You've got the phone to back you up, man.
You do wonder if the committee's going to sit there after they took so much beating from Tennessee last year because Vol fans wanted a 2. Heck, some of them wanted a 1. They got a 3. Well, this year they say, all right, we're going to give you a 3 instead of a 4. I don't think it works that way, but you never know. Here's my multiple choice for everybody.
All right.
Now let's assume that Tennessee gets a Thursday-Saturday deal because let's just for safety's sakes, they're not playing next Sunday. So let's say they get Thursday-Saturday this week. What are we talking about next Sunday? Multiple choice. A, the Ziegler injury was a killer. B, Rick Barnes, March, doesn't work. C, they saved their season. They saved their season with this turnaround. What are we talking about next Sunday?
Can I go first?
Sure.
No. Go ahead, Jim.
A and B.
You got to pick one.
I'll give Cavaleris the question
He
here,
went
man.
first, so he could Cavaliers
Yeah,
the question.
really.
A, Ziegler absence was a killer.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said earlier in the show. Unless you can find some kind of solution to that situation, I think you're closer to 1 and done than winning 2.
That's an interesting point. That's closer to 1 and done. That's a good question. I should let you produce next week.
I finished strong.
I'm going to go with B, simply because before Ziegler got hurt, they weren't playing that well. So that's the reason I'm going to go with B. I don't think you can lay, if bad things happen, I don't think you can lay it all on Ziegler being hurt.
Okay, now, the way I phrase the questions, what will we be talking about next Sunday? Is it the Ziegler thing? So I think we're more,
No.
if I asked it, what will the fans be talking about? It's not going to be A. It'll be B. Fans will be talking about Barnes like you.
Well,
we'll be talking about both, but go ahead.
Well, not to Cavaleris here,
Oh,
but
man, here we go.
if I'm correct in my bold 3 seed prediction,
There you go.
then I'll say that we're talking about saving the season.
Yeah, well, that's not Cavaliers. You nailed it.
But if all the other 4 or 5 guesses are correct, then I do think it'll be a split, but I think we'll be talking about Ziegler. Like they kind of lost hope. The numbers will back up again. That without Ziegler, they're not the same team.
Here's the one thing I can't really.
Well, now, wait a second.
Okay.
Now, hold on. I can't. Are you going with the? That was a good sound for me.
Save the season.
Are you going with save the season or no?
Put me down for save the season.
Okay.
I'll double down on my
That's fine.
3 seed
There you go.
prediction to
Yeah.
then save the
I
season.
can't get over that even Barnes admitted the last 5 minutes against Missouri is when he really saw how much they missed Ziegler. And I saw it the whole game. But Barnes even, and they didn't
You should
have
not
an
only be
answer.
producing, you should be coaching.
Well, I wouldn't play the 2-3, I'd play a 2-1-2 defense.
But I
Last
just go
6
back
minutes
to
against
the
Auburn.
prior to him being hurt, they still weren't playing
That's
well.
right. They lost 5 of 9
Well,
before he got hurt.
Real close, don't forget they've had injuries at other key positions too that were somewhat during that affected that.
Does anybody look? He makes the money, and he's been doing this for a long time. I kind of feel bad for Rick Barnes. If I were in his position, I got the feeling watching that press conference after that game that he knows what's happening. And he hears all this.
But
He
unlike
knows it.
people who are mad at him making that money, I think he's earned every nickel of it. Because you go over there, the atmosphere that you get at a home basketball game now
Yeah.
is just
21,600?
so different than what it was. So
Almost as big as our average
even
audience.
if it's a flame out in the tournament, I think Rick Barnes has earned his money.
All right, very good. Mr. Positive. As always, Bob Hodge, close with a positive note. Thanks to these guys. Thanks to Mark Pancratz. Thanks to you. Thanks to our viewers. Enjoy Selection Sunday, and we'll be back here talking about the Vols next Sunday in spring practice.